Hello and welcome back to Oxventure Wyrdwood. This is episode 5. I'm Johnny Chiodini and these are our players.
Hi.
Hello.
I'm Mike. I'll be playing Lug, who's a Firbolg barbarian.
Hello, I'm Luke. I'll be playing Happen, a human ranger.
Hi, I'm Jane. I'll be playing Willowfine, who is an Asmar cleric who hails from the Fenfold village of Langtree. Lore.
Great. I'm Andy. I will be playing both Robin Oatcake, who is a man, and Morven Hellwain, who is an aberrant sorcerer.
Amazing. And I am Ellen, and I will be playing Cressida, who is a human elf wizard.
So we're officially halfway through the season. We've all had our halftime oranges. If you haven't, go get one, cut up a bit of orange, put it in your mouth, bite onto it, and pretend like you've got
Their teeth.
orange teeth. Episode 1, you'll surely remember, all of you, that you met up in Folkmoot, which is the bang in the centre of Hayorth, our continent, and you discussed the crisis that is going on in that magic has become all weird and topsy-turvy and unpredictable. You were formed into 8 teams. You are the Northwest team, and you headed out. Well, not before you had to take care of a horrible monster that emerged from a man who was using magic too flippantly. From there, of course, you went to a town that had been completely taken over by a horrible, horrible tree. It tried to take over both Cressida and Happen with varying degrees of success before it was burned down, which is like, good for you. Not great in terms of the politics of the Wyrdwood itself, but we'll get on to that. Episode 3, you got hunted by some Dullahans, just headless coachmen who were after, well, the head that had been stolen by a boy, but you didn't know that at the time. And you were forced into the wood, which then refused to let you go. You were summoned in episode 4 by the Green Man, who's sort of like the local sheriff of that portion of the wood, who was like, what gives? That tree, my friend, you burn. And you had to basically answer for this sort of teeny-weeny transgression and help repair a bond that had been broken with a local community because they'd been swindled by a nasty person who, it turns out, had beef with Cressida. At the end of that episode, and this is where we come into episode 5, you'll remember that the copestone, which is kind of like a magic messaging rock that you had that enabled you to communicate back and forth with the North team, was broken into in a sudden sort of explosive movement that left sort of like a cleft in the rock, as if it had been cleft in twain by an axe, which is vaguely troubling. So, not the most upbeat moment to start episode 5 on, but it is our beat. You're kind of all looking around at this stone that is just in 2 halves.
We're going to go help them then?
Team North is in trouble.
Yes.
Well, how are we going to help them if they're dead?
We don't
Well,
know
they might not be dead. We
they
just know
sound
the
dead.
copestone's been smashed up.
Yeah? I mean, we've got our own problems to deal with.
What are those?
Well, the poor man. We should find out what his deal is, track him down. And then...
He does seem to know a lot, but
yes,
also...
exactly. What are we going to achieve by going and looking at the corpses of the other team?
Well, we might find out more about what killed them.
If there was something powerful enough to kill another team, then maybe it would be worth everyone knowing about.
Yes, well, maybe they're still there and they'll kill you.
What's your plan, Morven?
I want to find this poor man.
Where's the poor man?
I don't know. We have some information.
He could be North.
He could be North, but also something's killed the other team that way.
It could be the poor man.
Could be the
Is that
poor
something
man.
the poor man does?
I don't know.
It's our only lead, and we should probably help Team North.
We're supposed to be
They'd do
finding
the
out
same for
information.
us, I imagine.
A whole team getting into trouble is pretty big information. Everyone in the different scouting parties are all pretty hardened adventurers, right? So if something could disrupt them in this way, whether they're alive or dead, it's probably worth knowing about.
I don't know. They let Robin into one of these teams. Could be a whole team of Robins.
That's a really good point.
Maybe they died. Maybe they saw a weird dog and died of fright.
In which case, we've got nothing to worry about by going over there and finding out.
And we could see a weird dog.
And we're Team Northwest. They're Team North, so they're only like that far away.
Could have 2 heads. 6 legs.
That's a yes from Morven. Let's go.
Fine. I need some rest anyway.
Okie dokie. All right then. Yes, you basically make preparations to head off to the north. Well, for you it would be northeast if you're kind of
A
cutting
little bit east.
back that
East.
way.
North, yes.
It occurs. It might be an idea for you all. You do have a copestone that puts you in touch with Folkmoot.
Let's tell Folkmoot that that the North
All right, hang
team
on.
went silent.
Why did they message us first?
Why am I using my thumbs?
T9 texting.
Yeah.
Can you turn the tones off on your coaster? It's annoying.
It's impossible. You're chiseling bits of rock
See?
out. What
Right,
do you
yeah,
send?
I'm chiseling.
What message do you send?
Is there a character limit? Is it like...
No,
anymore, they removed it recently.
Quite a long time. I guess there is a character limit. 'Cause the things
like
about that
using a
big. It depends
Nokia.
how small you can write.
Okay, all right. Team North, Team N, in trouble, possibly dead. Gone to help.
Could have been a weird dog
Could have been weird dog.
Two-head
I draw a
brackets
small
question
dog
mark.
to save on characters.
using ASCII.
Oh, just Team North. Team North have fucked it. Just write that.
All right, I cross out everything I've written so far.
Morwen's cranky. You need some sleep.
You need to
I
shut up.
write Morven is cranky.
I like
Team
this
North
one.
effed it. We've gone to help. Love and kisses. Team Northwest.
All right, let's just go and find the bodies and verify the kill, bury them in a shallow grave, and then we can get on with what we're actually here to do, which is to find the poor man.
Sort of the equivalent of getting 2 blue ticks from a copestone is that your message starts to leave the stone. It's kind of like the characters get pulled back into the stone, which is then whole again, and then a message starts to appear and it kind of gets tapped out. And it says, like, confirmed, North team went dark 2 days ago. Last reported location, Elmstead. Proceed carefully.
Who knows where Elmstead is?
Well, it is east and a little north.
Have I heard of Elmstead?
It's sort of a deep part. It's sort of in the northern part of the Wyrdwood itself. So it's not impossible. I think Lug definitely would have done because you've been guiding people around here. Elmstead is it's kind of one of the better known communities that are actually within the Wyrdwood itself. There aren't that many pockets of the common folk who actually live in the wood. But Elmstead, they live, it's a group of people who live on an absolutely colossal tree. So it's,
Maybe they all fell out of it.
It's a possibility, and one of them landed on an axe.
Yeah.
Right in the copestone.
I mean,
Oof.
it happened. Does it seem like it would be a good place to reprovision?
Yeah, assuming they're all okay. I mean, I wouldn't like to assume.
Okay.
Is it odd that they broke communication 2 days ago, but their stone only just shattered?
Yeah, potentially.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Or maybe they didn't have access to the copestone and they couldn't send messages. Maybe they've been there and had to hide
Maybe they've
it.
been taken captive
Maybe they've been, yeah,
and their copestone has only just been discovered
yeah.
and now it's been smashed.
Or it could be a
They
trap.
could be
They
alive.
were, they were trying to escape or something and yeah.
Can Lug and I lead the scouting party, do some foragey, rangy, navigational stuff?
Sure, yeah, absolutely, you can. Could you both make me survival checks, please?
You two do your foragey, rangy thing. Takes the...
If it were a trap, they would have written free sandwiches or something. You know, come join
Yeah.
us. It's great here.
Please come and help us.
No, it would be like, yeah, maybe.
5.
18.
Okay. Does Lug hunt, do you reckon?
Yes, I think, it's sort of hunter-gatherer type stuff, but always in sort of symbiosis with the forest and things like that. you
Sure.
know.
All right, you managed to make a pretty decent sized kill. It's going to take you a little while to sort of like salt the meat and prepare it, et cetera, et cetera. But even if you're in a hurry, you've basically managed to secure like a good couple of days' food for the whole party. And you've got your bearings now, and you're like, okay, we just need to go this way in order to get out there.
As an estimate, is it like half a day, couple of days?
It's a couple of days' travel, I think.
Okay.
It's a good long distance. Luckily, you found some absolutely delicious looking berries. They're just sort of like little, very bright red things.
Right. I look at one of the sprites, which nods. Praise Cadence.
You have a borderline debilitating tummy ache. But with Lug's excellent roll and Happen's probable loss of appetite, you're provisioned enough that you can get over to where Elmstead is. All of you notice as you sort of get closer there, the wood itself starts to change. Lug and Willow find, because obviously you've got, roots with the wild folk, you actually sort of feel it. You almost feel the moment where you cross the border from the Green Man's jurisdiction into a different part of the wood, and sort of his influence dwindles as another one kind of comes in. It's not as focused. It's not like there is one single entity that is in charge of this part of the wood. It's kind of more like a group consciousness, but you can feel distinctly that you're in a different part of the wood. The rest of you, it takes you a little bit longer to notice, but you notice that all of the flora just starts getting bigger and bigger. This is a sort of a very verdant, very lush part of the wood where everything is a lot closer in. You sort of have to start really fighting your way through some parts of the undergrowth in order to make tracks. Like, you would know that the reason for this is that this part of the wood specifically is fed by a river. To the very north of the Wyrdwood, there is a mountain range, and there is a river that comes down from these mountains and sort of wends through the top of the Wyrdwood before disappearing into a giant sinkhole, just like a great big hole in the earth. But that river has enabled this part of the wood to grow absolutely massive. In fact, could you make me a nature check, please, Lug? Willow, fine. Could you make me one as well, actually?
Will.
Just for
19.
Ooh.
10.
Okay. Seems you don't really notice much, Willow, fine. I mean, I think it's fairly safe to say that you are in unfamiliar climes versus Fenfold, where you grew up. Lug, you noticed that it's a very lush part of the wood. It seems a bit like the floor is bone dry, and you notice that some of the smaller plants are kind of suffering in what is genuinely quite an oppressive heat for this time of year. Like, it's only spring, but it's hot underneath the canopy. Some of the smaller plants, their leaves are sort of curling in a little bit. Nothing drastic, it's not like this whole place is about to go up in flames, but it is unseasonably hot. Basically.
Like a dry heat or a tropical humid?
Dry heat.
Okay, interesting.
We can sort of hand wave the rest of the journey. It's probably about 2 days to get you over to Elmstead. So, number one, Andy, it's up to you basically who's awake when we reach our destination.
I think it would probably be Robin at this point.
Robin time, all right.
Held on for as long as she could, but passed out in a field.
Is there any other business that anyone sort of wants to attend to, or any conversations you'd like to have while you are on your way?
It's a bit warm, isn't it?
It is a bit, yeah.
Is it usually this warm in the forest? Sort of shady and nice.
Not in this region, certainly. And
The flower's massive.
yes, yeah. This area of the forest flourishes because of its access to a river that runs through it.
Second biggest flower I've ever seen.
What was the biggest one?
Well, it was my friend Osric. He dressed up as a sunflower for the children's parade. He was 20 though. So he was the biggest one. But he won best costume, and everyone said he shouldn't have been allowed because he was an adult. But he won anyway, so what does that tell you?
Well, the rules need looking at, probably.
Well, yeah, I suppose so.
Anyway.
Something to think about.
Yeah.
I think I'm wondering whether something's happened to the river, right?
It was just the top half. He had his normal trousers on at the bottom.
Got it.
It's good he had trousers.
Yeah, well, for most of the day. He started drinking at noon, so they came off pretty quick. You know what Osric's like, I suppose you don't.
Can we see the river?
No. The river's a good distance to the north. And you're in sort of some very dense wood. It would probably be another couple of days' journey to get you to the river itself. but I would like you to make wisdom perception checks and see what you can see.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Poor.
Of course, a +0. 5.
Okay. You have seen the third biggest flower you've ever seen.
Whoa.
It's not wearing trousers.
7.
Okay.
I'm just very tired and hot, and I'm not used to walking this far.
I think that's fair. Yeah, you are just entirely absorbed in
Why am I here?
yeah. Oh. Like, how did you do?
14.
And happen?
Also 7.
Also 7. Look at us.
7.
Lucky 7. I got 3 sevens. Should something weird.
Praise Cadence.
So,
Cadence.
Robin has seen the third biggest flower he's ever seen. The rest of you are wilting like flowers
That's
that
it.
are in need.
Sweating out the last of those
Useless in the
berries.
heat.
Yeah,
What's
you
just about this?
it happens sort of
You're already
starting
quite
to feel
dehydrated.
okay
She was
again.
sweating them out.
As your listless companions sort of like traipse on through the woods, like you kind of with your, I guess you're accustomed to walking around and keeping your wits about you in the Wyrdwood. You look up and you notice that there is a platform on a tree, in fact, built around the tree. You're familiar with sort of this type of construction work. It's very clever because it's all a bunch of like slats and pieces of wood that interlock around a tree to form a platform that requires no nails, no sort of screws that go into the wood. It's sort of like just a little lookout platform up there in the tree, and you can see there's a rope heading further back into the forest, like a little rat line, almost.
All right. Well, first thing, I'd like to stop everyone and tell everyone to be quiet. So, shh.
Shush me.
Does your stomach grumble? Okay, good.
What is it?
Platform up here. Maybe one of us should try and sneak around and see if we can see if there's anyone up there.
I can go.
Okay. Fine. Yeah. All right. We'll keep watch down here.
Yeah.
I can climb a tree pretty good.
Okay, let's conceal ourselves.
Tremendous. All right. I'm not going to make you roll to conceal yourselves. I feel like you're in a dense enough part of the wood and you've been proceeding quite stealthily.
Yeah, we spotted it earlier.
Yeah. Happen. Could you please make me a... Does this feel more stealthy or more acrobatic to you?
I think stealthy,
Great.
because that's the vibe.
The
of
vibe you're going
moment.
for?
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right then. Are you climbing up like that tree or a nearby tree or?
I was thinking that I would climb that tree, and when I got to the underside bit, just try and like get my hands up and sort of hang and then pull. Yep.
Cool.
That said, that's only a 10.
You forgot that you can't do chin-ups.
Yeah, I get that far.
Just angle.
Right, spite my face.
Let's see.
Do you want me to hold these berries for you while you climb? They look nice. Are they nice?
Guys, don't eat any berries, Robin.
Okay.
You do manage to get up there and you sort of have a peek. You notice that the platform is actually empty. Unfortunately, as you were kind of going up, at one point you put your boot on what felt like a pretty sturdy branch, but actually it's made a single loud crack.
I was hoping for beehive.
You're fine, like you're not falling or anything. And you sort of hold your breath for a while. And there is just a single bird call off in the woods, like...
That could have been a bird, or it could have been a signal. We use signals like that back in Balewood sometimes.
Do you
Say
speak
to myself.
speak bird?
While you're up there, you do notice there are other platforms in other trees. And sort of one sort of that way. You can see sort of 3 more. They are all unoccupied, but you do see more rat lines going back towards a central point.
I think. I'll just drop that down.
Yeah.
I think there's a whole network of pathways up there. I think we would probably move through the forest a lot quicker if we used them. And if there is anyone around, they would spot us anyway. And if they spot us when we're down here and they're up there, they would have an advantage over us.
Why do they need platforms if they're birds? Can they not just fly?
Well, it might not be for birds, or it might be for bird.
It said it's made bird sound.
Well, there was the sound of a bird. distantly.
Yeah. So if they're birds, why do they need
Well,
platforms?
you're making sounds now, Robin, but they're not your platforms.
Oh.
I think that's a good idea. I think we should proceed along these rat lines.
Yeah.
We're going to climb these trees, though. They're massive.
We'll help
That is
you
the
up.
question.
All right.
Could everyone please either make me a Dex Acrobatics check or a Strength Athletics check to get up there?
I would like to cast Misty Step instead, thank you.
Oh, she's too posh to climb. Yes, that is absolutely fine. Please mark your debt,
Yes.
which I believe puts you on 13.
Unlucky person.
Describe it to me because I'm seeing
And it's like extra sparkly. It's just like
Tiffany blue.
and like I like to imagine Misty Step as sort of like a hop. So she kind of like hops out into the middle of nowhere and then hops up again and lands on the
Right, lovely.
Yeah.
I have an idea to help Robin.
I rolled a 15, actually, so
Oh, okay.
Hot dang.
I guess.
All right. Turns out country boy can climb.
Yeah.
Maybe you went scrumping in your youth.
Yeah, I get up there and I realise if a 15 passes,
Yeah.
I get up there and look sad there aren't any apples.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh.
Also, can I cast Prestidigitation? I just realised I could have done this on this long walk, and like I think she's so like tired and then she just goes, "Wait!" And I'd like to cast Prestidigitation, minor sensation, on my clothes and cast make it chill.
Ooh, very
So basically,
nice.
like clothing, air conditioning.
God.
Yeah,
So
that's
He's
your
got
clothes-
aircon.
Your clothes are like rippling in a breeze that only affects you.
that sounds good.
Sounds
Great.
really good.
yeah, absolutely. Take a point of debt.
Yes.
Puts you on 14.
Worth it.
Unlucky for some.
I'm just sort of standing next to. Hey, Chris, how's it going?
That's fine, thank you.
You've been up to much lately in the woods.
Good,
that's nice.
good.
How did everyone else do?
21. It's a mere formality climbing trees.
Oh,
I got 12.
Okay.
What's that worth?
On my 21, can I assist?
Yes. It is
Can I lower
not
a rope if I'm up as well? Just like
Sure. Yeah.
some hempen rope, I expect.
50 foot of it, maybe?
Yeah. Go on then. Actually, no. I'm done making random canonical assertions on the fly. It's gonna be like, actually, in Wyrdwood, it comes in 30-foot increments. It doesn't.
Hang on,
Yes, you've got some hempen
We use
rope.
the metric system.
hang on, we'll find Lug and I'll pull you up.
Oh, okay, great. I take the hempen rope and I sort of fashion a kind of harness thing and just sit in it. Yeah.
Lovely. Okay, great. This is not necessarily stealthy or especially quiet.
I think we're already made, aren't we?
Yeah.
Who's scared of birds anyway? They're only small.
Happen. What was your role?
My roll was only an 8, but can I scurry up the rope? Does the rope help? Is the rope, for example, plus 12?
You know what? Yes, fine. I think as...
We can share the harness or we can take turns on
Sure,
the harness.
I'll go in the noisy harness.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
Don't know why I bought this 50-foot of hempen rope with me. I didn't think it'd come in handy, but here we are. All these oil skins and things as
You
well.
all make it up to the top of the platform. And basically, what I meant by rat lines is, when there's basically there's a rope for stepping on and there's a rope for holding, and you have to meet.
Like
you
rats
are,
do.
yeah, like rats do. Well, you've never seen a rat run across the line. So yes, you are all up there. I think, you're probably right in that you have all been made. All of you feel that there are eyes on you. You cannot see where you're being regarded from, but you're being watched, and you sort of hear again sort of bird calls like I don't know what a bird sounds like, and you occasionally hear sort of there are just incidental noises that you're like, that's fake. Cool. Yeah, that.
Maybe I try talking to them in bird.
I don't think they're birds, Robin.
Why are they making bird sounds, Willow Fine?
Well, you just did a bird sound.
Oh my God, she's right.
You're not a bird. I think
You're
we
a
should.
bird, Robin.
I think we should proceed on the assumption that the people making the bird sounds are the people who live in these woods, not necessarily hostile.
Yes.
Not necessarily birds.
Not necessarily birds either, but we should proceed in a sort of peaceful, like non-aggressive, like looking manner.
Would I know enough about the region to know who these people might be? I mean, they're...
Well, if you're doing your job correctly, then you're near Elmstead.
And this would seem like behaviour sort of fitting with the residents of Elmstead rather than, a hostile force. This is how they would communicate. This is...
Yes. I mean, for all you know, the people of Elmstead could be a hostile force, but...
I have an idea. Let's leave them a present. If we're being observed, let's leave a gift here on the...
Some birdseed.
Or something else. An offering.
Mm-hmm.
What are you thinking?
Fat balls.
Excuse me.
What did you call me?
Birds like them. You put them out for them.
You can fashion like a bird feeder of lard and pine cones or whatever. What would you like to leave as an offering?
We must still have that kill from earlier.
Some
We must
salted
have
meat.
Yeah, you've still got
meat,
some preserved meat.
Perfect.
So.
Yeah, that's generous.
Uh-huh.
Is that okay if we leave some of the meat? Is everyone all right?
Prepare like a charcuterie board.
Yeah.
Suet balls and dried deer. Fair enough. Yeah.
That's good eating where we come from.
Where are you going to leave this offering?
On one of the platforms, right?
Yeah, and let's do it like ostentatiously. Like, can I sort of carry it and just like...
We know we're being
Yeah,
watched.
we're like,
Yeah, I just sort of place it down,
Mm-hmm.
and then we step away from it and onto the rat lines.
So, are you leaving it on the platform you're currently on and moving off, or are you
Yes,
going?
that-
Okay. All right. Where are you go? Are you going back down, or are you going to the
along
next
the rat,
platform?
along the rat lines and...
Okay, so you're going further in.
towards what
Yeah.
seems like the hub. of
Sure. Okay.
these.
Could I have your marching order, please? Who's going first?
Oh.
Willow, find me. You're our nominal leader.
All right, let's go. I would like to proceed along the rat line.
Okie dokie. Again, that would either be strength athletics or dex acrobatics.
All right, let's go for a strength roll.
I feel like if Willow finds doing it, Robin will feel that it's safe. So we'll be like, oh, she's doing it. I'll come up.
I strap my
Save
walking
it.
sort of stick across my back and 6. Tasty.
You fall off the rat line,
Oh.
and you are currently plummeting
Can I try and...
about 30 foot to the. Yeah, you can.
It shouldn't be that hard to cross a rat line.
Make me a dex saving throw,
Okay.
and you can make me a roll to try and catch Willow Fine.
18.
18. All right.
All right.
If I was there, like, on the platform, I think I would probably try and help as well.
Okay, great. Could you make me a strength roll?
Okay. Are you rolling for?
It was an 18, right?
Yeah.
I think we're...
Yeah.
Well, happens like nah. Chill.
She's got this. Oh, thank you. I am useless in this heat, I
So-
say, and
Yeah, perfect. You kind of.
angle.
It's like your feet slip and you go whoa, and suddenly you're hanging just by the safety line, which suddenly doesn't feel that safe because it's the line. Robin manages to sort of get.
Yeah, I got a 17.
Oh, fantastic!
my feet back
Manages
on
to sort of help hoist you back
under
up
me.
there.
Okay.
Uh,
I crook an arm, like hook myself onto the safety line.
Perfect.
Careful,
Not
Willow
coming off
Fine,
that
it's
again.
dangerous.
Over you go. Okay. You next?
Yes.
Robin? Make me strength or athletics or acrobatics roll and just don't beef it.
Hey, it's a 20.
Hey, all right.
He's got like his tongue stuck out in concentration.
He very competently goes across. Who's next?
I can go if you want.
Yeah, go for it.
It's a critical one.
Oh no.
Now can I try and help?
Yeah, yes, you can. Make me a dex saving throw, please,
All right.
at disadvantage.
Okay. First one's a 10,
Okey-dokey.
and the second one's a 19.
Okay. Well, we'll be taking the 10 then, won't we?
I think we will.
Happen, sure, if you would like to.
Yeah. Can I basically just sort of reach out towards Lug and essentially I want to ask the sprites to intervene.
Oh, okay.
And hopefully catch Lug and bring him back to safety. But they are capricious, so I'll use the cadence dice for this one.
Getting me involved with your sprite weirdness.
What kind of check is it?
Well, it's up to you. Strength athletics or dex acrobatics?
I'll make it dex then. That's a 12, boringly, unhappy, cadence miserable. 15.
Here's what happens. You sort of you make a dive and you land with your chest flat on the platform, and you sort of grab hold of Lug and swing him down. He does still fall, but you're going to reduce the amount of damage he's taking, basically. Because he basically, it's almost like he steps off and just misses the lines. And it's almost like you grab him and sort of, almost like a trapeze artist, you sling him further down, but the momentum of it is too much for your grip. You kind of feel like you're either going to get pulled over the platform and fall with him head first, or you're going to let go. So the sprites will kind of they almost turn him the right way up, so he's just falling backwards. So it's only going to be 2d6 bludgeoning damage.
Just the team. Great.
There's 8 points of bludgeoning damage as you hit the forest floor.
Ow.
It occurs to you that this would be much, much worse if you were in another part of Wyrdwood, because the
Floor is lava.
the floor... There's a very dense undergrowth here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you get the wind knocked out of you. In fact, Lug, you hit the dirt, you're like, "Oh!" And as you open your eyes, just upside down, right in front of your nose is the tip of an arrow. And you can hear the creaking of a rope, a bowstring specifically, as someone is just there like, "Hi." This is going to sort of what do you even call that? Undraw the bow, but without releasing. He does not shoot you in the face, basically. This guy sort of straightens up and he gives sort of a whistle. And at this point, all of you kind of you're across on the other platform now. You are now sort of aware. Basically, a whole bunch of people just sort of emerge from the trees and from sort of the canopy and stuff like that. You realise there are about a dozen people all near you, all with bows. All of them knocked.
Raise my hands.
Yeah. I make my way to my feet and also raise my hands.
Cressida, you should put your hands up. They're not burnt at all.
What are they?
They appear to be humans, and they are all dressed in sort of greens and browns in sort of mottled patterns, as if to blend in better with their surroundings.
Probably makes sense to say explicitly, we mean you no harm.
There's a charcuterie board up here if you want it.
We brought you a gift.
The guy who's right next to you goes, "Huh, how strange." He reaches an arm out and helps pull you upright. He goes, "You're lucky to have made it this far, frankly, strangers."
We're here on an important quest that Will I Find will explain.
We're up on the platform. Oh wait, are they up? They're
So
everywhere.
this guy's on the forest floor.
Okay, right.
So you probably can't hear what they're saying just yet. But this guy
okay,
goes,
okay.
"You caught us during a shift change."
Yeah. Well, I'm thankful for that. We're here to help, really, if you're, good folk.
It's got fat balls.
He's
If
not
you want
talking
it.
about you.
Lug, what's going on down there?
Should we continue this?
Probably a good idea.
Right. This guy scampers up a tree, fast.
Whoa.
You sort of, you watch him go, and you can sort of actually see that certain branches have a bit of moss or lichen that's sort of worn away from where just a custom hand and footholds are.
Yep.
So it's not hard for you to get back up on the platform.
Yeah, follow the route.
Well, sure enough, he picks up a piece of deer meat and sort of gives it a sniff and starts chewing on it.
Lug jerked it himself.
Did he?
Yeah.
Which one's Log?
This is Lug.
We've already met.
Happen. Will I Find? Robin.
Robin.
Cressida.
How do you do?
I don't know.
Crest for short.
We're here to help our friends. You may have met them, you may have not. They're a team coming from the Folkmoot?
Yeah.
Folkmoot.
Their name is Team North.
Team North. We're investigating the magic disruption.
I see. You better come with us then. He, without any further ado, steps onto a rat line, and you see all of these people start moving off towards a point over there, and you are expected to follow.
We've been having trouble with the rat lines. Have you got any tips?
Don't fall. and he just keeps going. He calls back through the trees. I'm Edmund, by the way. Robin. You notice this. I think actually a lot of you would notice this, but Robin, you're sort of more in tune to the significance of it. You notice that Edmund and all of the others are wearing very thick iron torques, sort of, like necklaces that sort of stop with a slight gap there. Obviously, a lot of you would know that iron is a magic inhibitor, and that these people seem to be wearing these voluntarily, because Robin, you recognise these collars specifically are from Galeafold, your region, your neck of the woods, and a lot of the time, these collars are locked on to people.
Yeah, they used to put them on the witches.
Yeah, exactly.
Stop them doing all the spells and that.
Yeah, and these people, you don't know how they got them or quite why they're wearing them voluntarily, but that is exactly what they have, and that is exactly what they are doing. As you proceed further in, you eventually reach the elm tree that gives Elmstead its name. You get onto a platform and you just go, whoa, because this is a colossal tree, like bigger than the largest redwood you can imagine. And there are, similar to the platforms kind of made sort of sympathetically with the woods, there are all of these sort of houses, like there's an entire community that lives in this tree. And there are all sorts of, there are rope bridges now coming off to other sort of households. It is an entire community that is just 30, 40, 50 feet off the ground. And it's very, very impressive.
What would happen if you went sleepwalking? Fall off?
You'd die for sure.
Wouldn't
Alright,
make
just
for a very long night's sleep.
Sorry, Robin, I don't have a funny answer to that question. You'd die for sure.
yeah, I suppose he would. Well, something to think about, isn't it?
What if you woke up on the way down?
Oh, that'd be awful. You'd be like, oh no, but then die. Anyway,
Can I have a wisdom perception check, please?
You absolutely can, yeah. That is an 8.
Big tree, this.
It is a large tree.
Okay, so you basically you're led. You come to a platform and there are 3 bridges kind of coming off it. One of them goes directly to the elm of Elmstead, but Edmund actually leads you to the left, where there is sort of a house with almost like a decking with a rail, where he invites you to all sit, and somebody bustles out from inside with sort of clay cups and a large jug of water that looks very cool and refreshing.
Cresta immediately starts using some of it to wash her hands because she's been going like that along guide roads, and she's like, no, I can't.
Put your hands in the jug.
Another, please. Yes, that's absolutely fine. There are sort of some wry smiles from the people around you that you choose to ignore, maybe, or maybe you want to make a deal of it. I don't know.
Let them look. You can smile at me all you want. This means that I won't be throwing up later like that one was.
I'd like to drink some water, I think.
Yeah, sure. It's not going to stop Lug drinking some water.
Okay, great. It is. Yeah, as I say, it is cool and refreshing.
Thank you for your hospitality.
The water that Robin usually drinks is where the dog takes his baths as well, so this is probably the cleanest water he's had
Yeah,
for a while.
it's really good.
This Edmund seems trustworthy. Is he drinking as well?
He is, yes.
Okay, fine.
To your health.
And yours.
Strange times these, but there's still enough goodness in us to share what we have for a night or so. There's shelter of the tree, some water, food if you need it.
And you can help yourself to our fat balls.
Thank you, yes. We'll store them for winter.
I've noticed you're wearing the iron torque around your neck.
Yes, yeah.
Is that where you to stop magic, right? Is that?
Yes, we received these as a gift from some pilgrims about 5 years back. People moving through Galeafold. We didn't think much of them at the time. I mean, why would we give up our magic just for a bunch of people who rail about it being evil? Frankly, we were planning to melt them down. We didn't think much of them, but, we forgot about them and, I think now they're coming in handy. I'm sure, you're as aware as we are. I mean, probably more aware. You seem like traveled folk. Magic is not what it used to be.
Could you describe the pilgrims who gave you them? Were they in a uniform or anything?
Yes, they were in sort of robes, sort of like a long cassock type thing. A hood that came over here. Some of them wore coverings on their faces.
Do I recognize that?
Yeah, this is like classic sort of pilgrim/inquisitor folk from your neck of the woods.
Oh, yeah. I know those folk.
Where were they going for their pilgrimage?
Well, they didn't much mention. They were more concerned about the saving of our earthly vessels, or rather, telling us about our path to damnation.
Strange folk.
Indeed.
They used to put those on the witches before they burned them so they couldn't make water come out their hands or whatever.
I didn't know there was anyone who thought that magic was bad.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
5 years ago.
My friend Osric thought magic was bad because no one came to his show.
Yeah, but he thought trousers were bad, so...
Yeah, but he tried to do magic at the children's talent show. And he won, but then he took his trousers off again. It's not important then. I don't know why I brought it up. Please continue.
Sure.
Have you seen a group pass through more recently? That's our immediate concern.
Yes.
How long ago?
And where were they headed?
And was Osric with them?
Who's Osric?
He may have been dressed as a flower.
Okay, I'll come back to that one.
Wasn't it folk moot? Why would Osric be?
I'm very confused about what's going on, Happen.
Yes, we had some people come through about 5
10
days
people
ago.
in your life.
They left us in a sorry state indeed.
Really?
They did.
In what way?
Have a look.
Earth, wind, fire, air, water, merchandise? That's right, they just added a new element. Don't be left out. Go to store.outsidexbox.com and check out some of the awesome Oxventure merch that you can find there. Beautiful products like the ones that you can see on screen now. That's right, we're adding them to the list of overall elements, along with all merchandise, so do be sure to go check it out. We really love these products, that's why we made them, and we would love it if you would check them out too. All right, once more, that's store.outsidexbox.com.
Well, would you look at that? We're halfway through episode 5 of Oxventure Wyrdwood already. Afterwards, what do you say you and I have a little chat about it?
Oh gosh, I've got a lot of things to say.
Okay, well that's great. Well, why don't we produce that video and then put it on patreon.com/oxclub?
Oh yeah, that sounds like a really good idea.
Right, and I got the URL right.
Yeah.
So that's good. If you type it in and get it right, you'll get to go there too.
We'll see you there on Unwinding Wyrdwood.
He points to the tree. You see the giant elm. You notice it doesn't actually look that well.
The tree itself?
Yeah. Its bark is turning grey, and in some areas has split, sort of showing the vulnerable, sort of, not quite heartwood, but exposed wood underneath. Quite a number of the branches are bare. In fact, as you watch, an enormous one comes crashing down, like falling from higher up, lands on another branch, splits in two, and falls to the forest floor. Beneath it, a whole bunch of people scrabble to get out of the way. But from the speed with which they return to what they're doing, you gather that this has been happening a fair bit recently. What they are doing is that each one of them has like an enormous water skin. If you kind of like imagine almost like the kidney-shaped things. That, but like if you put it over your back, it would stretch from below your hip to above your shoulder. These people are just pouring water out around the roots of the tree and then re-shouldering them and silently just heading back into the woods going north.
You think the party that came through here, the team from the north, did this?
I don't think it, I know it.
What did they do?
Well, they claimed they were trying to help. They came through. They said something about... They came out from Folkmoot, like yourselves.
Yeah.
They said they were trying to work out what's gone wrong. why magic's gone, well, weird, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
We welcomed them in, we shared our shelter, food, we shared stories. And we told them about this part of the Wyrdwood. They were looking for information, after all. And we told them, you wouldn't much know it to look at it, but it seems like we're heading for a drought. We have been for 10, 12 days now.
It's quite hot.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
The river to the north, you've heard of it, I assume. It still flows, but it doesn't nourish like it used to. It's like the water's empty somehow. You see the elm, I mean, its roots go deep. The amount of water it draws up every day must be colossal, but it's in decline. And that's where your friends intervened.
Did they try and do magic?
They did.
And it went wrong.
Or exactly according to plan, as some of us are given to think.
But magic's been going wrong everywhere recently. They probably didn't mean it.
What did they do?
Well, one of them said he could put some sort of enchantment or something on the tree, stop its decline, give us time while they work out whatever it is going wrong. And so we agreed. He went up to the tree, put his hand on it, and his hand exploded.
Whoa.
See here, look. He sort of leans up above, as if like he's looking at like a favourite picture on the wall of a tavern. Sort of picks a bit of tree that's got like basically a hole in it with a small piece of bone sticking out.
That doesn't sound exactly like it went to plan.
That's probably not what he meant to happen. He probably didn't cast Explode Hands, unless it's that spell that anyone can do.
I think it's quite a high level spell, probably.
Less concerned about the hand, really, because what it did was it ripped the magic out of this tree. I don't know what the intention was, really. Some of us believe it was on purpose, some of us believe it was an accident, but either way, we saw it for a moment, this big swirling purple ripple, almost like a liquid, that danced in the air and then whoosh, shot out like a bolt through the trees and away.
Where did it go?
Somewhere to the northwest.
Were you not tempted to pursue it?
How could we? I mean, we didn't know what it was. It moved faster than an arrow. And in any case, the tree began to sicken in front of our eyes immediately.
Were Team North killed in the explosion?
No. No, your man lost his hand, and we cast him out.
When was this?
This was 5 days ago now.
Go after the purple thing. Maybe that's where the team is, and we could find it, put it in a bag or something, and bring it back.
Can I hold up? Can I borrow the copestone?
Yep.
Have you seen one of these before?
No, I can't say I have.
So they didn't split. They didn't destroy.
Well, that was recently. If they haven't seen
Yeah.
Team North for 5 days, and Team North went out of contact with Folkmoot 2 days ago, then they left here, and then something happened to them.
What are they
They've
doing for
wandered into
3
the
days?
wilderness and something bad has happened to them potentially.
There's something bad's already. His hand exploded.
Yeah, something.
Additionally bad. Something additionally bad has happened.
I don't think it was their fault. We saw a fella at Folkmoot who tried to do a spell, and he turned into a horrible monster, and that's not what he meant.
Sure. Fine. But what's done is done.
We can go and find it, right, and bring it back and help the tree.
So
We don't want their help anymore, and quite frankly, we don't particularly want yours. We'll let you stay under our eaves this evening, and I'll tell you where we lost sight of your team of friends, if you want. We chased them a good way north before we let them go. But in the morning, you've got to leave,
I think that's fair.
and we'll be taking your weapons for the night.
Well, I like that less, but I see where you're coming from.
Those are the terms.
All right.
Hand them over.
I hand over my club, I guess. It's a very hard baguette.
The guy you hand it to sort of looks at it and wordlessly gives it back.
Oh, I could do someone a real mischief with this.
Don't say that, Robin.
He bites into a fat ball like it's an apple.
So, take him a bread then.
Spits out a mealworm.
Sorry about the mealworms. Birds like them.
Extra protein.
Is anyone refusing to give up their weapons?
No, I hand over my
No.
my stuff.
I have a very ornate dagger, and I'm like, I will be counting the gems in the morning.
Fair enough. He just tosses it into a chest, and he locks it with a very heavy iron padlock. Well, like I say, you're free to sleep under our eaves tonight. If you need me, I'm going back on watch. As you can imagine, ferrying water back and forth, we are a little thin on the ground right now. If I could give you one word of advice, given who you are and with whom you're affiliated, don't go near that tree. Sort of turns and clumps off, his mood considerably less sort of welcoming than before you told him who you are. In fact, you see him sort of, he whips the rest of the jerky he was gnawing on
Edmund.
off the rope bridge, and he goes back out to patrol again, I guess. You're sort of, I think, yeah, some would say it's a security concern to just let you continue to hang out in the place where all of your weapons are kept under lock and key. But they seem to be trusting you at least that far. You sort of, I think you got the sense that you can hang out there
We're very trustworthy.
until the morning.
We've, okay.
Also, they probably saw us fall off the tree several times.
These chumps aren't particularly dangerous.
We should go after the other team and maybe try and find the purple and bring it back.
Well,
I think that's a good plan.
it seems like we've learned of two mysteries. One is where the tree's magic went when it shot through the sky to the north. And the other is the river that stopped giving nourishment. And if we're not allowed to go near the tree, maybe we could follow the river up to its source and see if we can figure out what's made it stop working, because that would fall under our remit, our instructions, right? Will I find?
Yeah, I mean, it's all surely interconnected.
If we bring the purple back and put it in the tree, then they'll like us.
I think they want us to stay away from the tree. I think the tree could use less magic right now.
But the purple's not near the tree. That's the problem. We could go after the purple.
But it sounds like the purple went a very, very, very long way away by the sound of it.
Make me a wisdom intelligence roll, please, Robin.
Oh, no.
12.
Just make more purple.
Why don't I just make more purple then?
More magic?
Yeah.
Did you hear that, guy?
Yeah, but I mean, I can't do any magic, but you lot can. Have you got a purple? Any of you?
Purple. Chaos magic.
Is that what purple is?
That's purple, yeah. Canonically, I think we a swirling vortex of purple. It's got to be chaos magic.
It's risky though, because
I
if
think
it goes
less
wrong and
chaos
it blows
is-
the tree up, then
Yeah, do you want your hands exploded?
displeased.
Look at my
My
hands.
hands exploded.
Think of all the fond memories we have. No, not really.
Our job is to investigate.
Mm.
And like Captain says, there are multiple mysteries and they're all surely part of the same mystery.
I think it's worth us helping these people if we can. They have been very kind and permissive with us.
That is true. Well, in the morning we'll find out where Team North went. They may have gone in pursuit of the purple magic themselves.
I think that's the likeliest thing. If they messed up, they probably wanted to put it right. Probably went off after the purple. And something has happened to them. I think we killed two birds with one stone. Sorry, wrong idiom.
How do you know the word idiom, Robin?
He's been called it often enough.
Nice.
I went to one day of schooling, which was the day they
idiom
taught
day.
us idiom.
That's the word idiom.
Yeah. I didn't much care for it.
Can that be new canon, that you're a genius of idioms and nothing else?
In one day.
Here are all the idioms you'll need. One.
As bright as
Two
a
birds
button.
with one stone.
They're all birds.
Sorry, that was the wrong comparison talking.
Bird in hand.
I did it wrong. We could cover off two things by going
one
where
thing.
the purple went, which is probably where Team North went.
Agreed.
We should set off as quickly as possible.
Well, I did fall out of a tree. Yeah. I quite fancy a rest.
The information we're missing in all this is what direction Team North were chased off to,
No, they told us that.
and also what direction the river flows in. If it's to the northwest, then all of our quests are in the same direction. But if they're not, then they're not. So we should talk to Edmund in the morning about that, I think.
Were we told
No.
were we told not to leave? Were
We're
we
not
told
going
to
anywhere
stay
without
put?
our weapons, are we?
Yeah.
Edmund told us that they chased them to the north. Yeah.
North. Yep.
So we know that they chased them to the north. Edmund told us.
But the purple went northwest.
Did it?
Yeah.
Okay. So purple went northwest. They went north. Well, let's have a look at the river, see which way it flows. It's only over there.
It's like 2 days.
It's only 2 days over there.
You can do that. Look, I think we need to rest. I have walked for 2 days. I'm so tired. And yeah, we can go and find the
For
others.
2 days
Wait.
straight, Cress. We had sleep in between.
Cressida,
Yes,
below
but not
fine
proper
log.
sleep.
Robin doesn't want to rest and talk to Duncan in the morning because Morven will come out.
Oh.
I'll stay awake. I'll poke myself in the leg with a fork
Okay,
whenever I get sleepy.
have a good time doing
Robin's
that.
going to do an all-nighter.
Yep. Do what you need to do.
Yeah.
I roll over and go to sleep.
Yeah, let's all.
You roll over and off the platform.
Not again.
So, going to sleep?
Yes,
sleep?
please.
Go and sleep,
Go to
yes.
sleep? Staying awake?
The old fork in the thigh.
The old fork in the thigh. Go to sleep? Okay. Right, make me a fork in the thigh roll, please.
That's nature's
3.
speed.
You missed your thigh.
Okay.
You hit a major
Okay.
artery.
All right. So Robin's like, oh, they're all asleep. Okay. And you just miss your leg and conk out immediately.
No. All right. Robin's is asleep, and then in the morning, Morven will be here.
There is an enormous crash sort of from the elm next to you. Like, I think it's fair to say it is enough to wake every single one of you up. In like a boo! You know when you dream and you're falling and you get jolted awake? It's that. But what's happened is basically it's like a section of the trunk of the tree has gone and fallen in on itself and kind of crumpled, like the tree is minorly imploding. There are shouts from people around the tree being like, "Get back!" And you hear there is a scream as somebody falls out of the tree higher up, and in the darkness you just hear like a noise, and somebody has fallen out and like they're not doing well, basically. There is sort of like a bustle as people start to leave and clear the area around the tree, and you've been sort of looking at it, and to all of you, you're like, dang, this tree, that's a really unwell tree. Morven, obviously you're just coming to with all of this.
Indeed.
You wake up and it's more like before the world comes into focus and you see that you are in a different part of the Wyrdwood and that your friends are all around you in like their gym jams and all that kind of thing. It's like you can just see a yawning void. It's like you can see for a split second, you can see all the magic in the area, or specifically the lack of magic in the center of this tree. It is like there is a black hole where something vital was and is no longer.
Okay. I would like to cast Detect Magic and see if I can get a sort of trail for where that magic went.
Yeah. You don't get a ping on the magic and like where it went. It's more that you are feeling like the absence of it.
Right.
Again, sort of Detect Magic opens you up to this feeling. You almost get vertigo looking at this tree with the sheer like amount of like the sheer hollowness of it.
I imagine Edmund is quite busy doing sort of damage control.
Yes.
But
can I sort of try and find Edmund in a quiet moment and just be like, Edmund, we're keen to help. If you point us in the direction of the river, and we're gonna try it. We'll try and bring the magic back to the tree.
It's 2 days to the river, and it's north. What do you want from me? Do you want me to guide you there?
No, thanks. Sorry, you're busy.
Yes, it seems like our entire community is about to come crashing down around our ears. No thanks to people like you.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry.
Well, that
Can we
went
get
well.
our weapons back? Can I go and find Edmund as well?
Yep.
With the
No.
purpose of getting
We
them.
shouldn't bother him. He's so cross. Look, let's just do this instead.
Can I use the butt of my one of my short swords to just like smash the lock on our treasure?
Yeah, make me a strength.
Do you have your short sword?
Isn't your short sword in the
pretty
chest?
sure
The weapon.
That's a weapon, right?
You whisper to the lock
got a
about
great
Schrodinger's short sword, and it implodes. No, you can't do that happen.
I've got a okay, you're right.
Robin, get your baguette.
Yes.
Robin's not here anymore.
Morven,
Oh, it's
get
Morven
Robin.
time.
It's Morphin time. I throw the baguette off into the woods. Need this.
Morvin, can you open this chest for us?
Yeah, probably. All right, I cast magic missile at the chest.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, a point of debt, and I mean you can't miss because it doesn't. Just roll me the damage, please.
Okay.
How many magic missiles?
I guess I can create up to 3.
What do you do with the spares?
Let's just do 1 because I'm not trying to
Barrage.
destroy it. I'm just trying to open it. So.
On
all
the
right.
padlock, right?
Hmm?
On the padlock.
Sure, let's say. Okay, that's a 3. So 4 points of force damage to the lock.
Okay, I'm going to say that's enough. You kind of like... It's like you see this bolt fly into the keyhole, and then after a second, it just like breaks open into like 4 pieces. And you're able to access the chest again.
Don't forget your
My
magic
short
debt.
sword and hit the padlock with it.
Okay, yeah, sure, yeah. You put a real serious dent in it. You reckon if it had been on the chest, you would have got it open in like 2 whacks max.
Let's get out of here.
All right.
Yep. Let's press on.
So I'm not entirely sure what's happening. If you could just sort of fill me in on the last. What day is it? How long have we been traveling?
To be honest, I've lost count.
It's Morgenster's Day, which is the
Morgenster's.
day. Morgenstern's Day.
Day, certainly. So yes, this tree is missing an enormous amount of magic. Is that?
Yes.
Are you on top of that situation?
We are not on top of that situation yet.
Only just got here.
We arrived last night and they were not pleased to see us because the North team had worked their way through, and while the North team were here, several disastrous things happened to the tree.
North team, probably a bunch of robins, probably effed it up. Yes?
Possibly.
Have any of you tried putting magic back into the tree?
No. We just got here, so...
They really don't want us to mess with their tree.
Well, how about we don't give them the option and we put magic back into their tree and solve their problem?
I mean, just put magic in the tree.
Yeah. We'll just cast spells into the tree. It'll fill it back up
What
with
kind
magic.
of spell?
Just channel your magic. You do magic. You do magic. I don't know about you, but you got something going on. It's just all hands on the tree.
Okay.
There's an outside chance that we'll blow it up even more.
We're just going to blow up anyway. You feel that?
It might explode up our hands.
There is someone did explode their hand.
That would be
Someone from the North team. Yes, I imagine they
To
probably
explode
did.
our hands would be pretty unlucky.
All right. Okay.
You stand further away from me.
Okie dokie. So,
Sneak up to the tree. Edmund won't like it.
there is a lot of sort of hustle and bustle around the community, but that is mostly them trying to get away from the tree. You can probably take advantage of the relative pandemonium here.
And it's still night.
It is still nighttime, yes.
And the tree is not everywhere, but it is
It's a massive tree.
very big.
Look,
enormous.
you can help me or you can't, but I'm going to put some magic in this tree. I think that this is going to solve this issue.
Yeah. I would. What's my least conspicuous? I cast web on the tree.
Okay.
It's a spell. Nominally a spell.
Sure. Okay, so here's how this is going to work, basically.
Who would be suspicious about
can
a
tell
web
me-
on the tree?
Once you get up to the tree, on your turn, because we are about to enter initiative order, I think it is quite funny if you are being specific about the spells, but we don't have to resolve their effects. Basically, it's about expending spell slots. So if you expend a spell slot, that will give you a d20. A level 2 spell slot will give you 2d20.
Okay.
Level 3 spell, 3d20. And let's just see how many points of magic you can put back into this thing before it explodes. Because you are against the clock.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, you'll listen to Morven now.
In the initiative order, I will be controlling the people of Elmstead to see if they notice, and if they do, what they're going to do about it, and also seeing if the tree goes boom.
Oh, so we want to fill it with magic, but not too much magic.
Well, no, you're trying to stabilize it.
Oh, okay.
It just might go boom before you do that.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So you
Gotcha.
can't overload it.
Yeah.
No. You can fit so much magic in this baby. So. With that said, if everyone's cool, let's roll initiative.
Hold on, wait.
Lug.
14.
Happen.
18.
Willow fine.
8.
Morven.
20.
Cressida.
Nat 20, baby!
Ooh. The villagers are on 8 and the tree rolled a nat 1.
Aww.
And if it does that again, uh-oh.
Oh, no.
So starting off, was yours a dirty 20, Morven?
Natural 20.
Nat 20 as well. All right. Well, both of you can decide who goes first.
Morven leaves Cressida hanging.
This is not in character. This is not in character.
It's not in character. Oh, okay, fine.
I was like, oh.
I was so deeply in character.
Sorry, I
You
was
can't-
not RPing then. Sorry.
You can't come to me without a character interactions when I'm so
think-
deeply in character.
Well, I think in character, I think Morven will go first.
Okay, sure.
I think you will.
Yeah, I'm just like, can everyone just
do
stop
this.
effing around, please?
Yeah.
There you go, magic in the tree.
Morven suggested it to start with.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, all right. Morven.
Level 3 spell slot, please.
Lovely. That's 3d20, por favor.
Okay, we have got 33.
Lovely stuff.
Nice.
Cressida.
I'm also going to do a level 3. 36.
36. Very nice. Okay. Happen.
Yeah, I'll send a second level spell slot out, please. 5. Wait. 13. For a total of 18.
Lug, you are the least magical of the party.
Yes, I do have a little bit of magic, but it's via a thing called Magic Initiate, which is because of my background as a guide.
Embarrassing.
What it means is I don't have an actual spell slot, but I have a sort of pseudo spell slot where I can cast a spell once. So
Once per long rest, right?
once per long
Okay.
rest, indeed. So can I do that?
Yes. It also gives you cantrips, doesn't it?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so we'll count this as a level 1 spell slot, and then after that you can do cantrips, but you can only roll a d6.
All right, okay.
And you're still incurring debt.
So I'll roll this one pretend spell slot on this turn, and then further turns are cantrips. Okay.
Okay, great.
Fine.
So you're about to double your debt, because it's about to go up to
I know.
2.
This is a big moment for Lug.
Percent
Yeah.
increase of debt.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Worth it?
13.
Okay, not dreadful. That puts us on a nice even 100 points of magic, which is pretty decent, everybody. Not gonna lie.
Lucky, right?
It's not neither here nor there, really.
Willow fine.
Right.
My least
Okay.
favourite.
Okay, I plant my hand on the enormous trunk of this tree and charge up a level 3 spell slot.
Lovely.
And channel my divinity to the tune of, that is 1832 points.
Lovely stuff.
Incur
Okay.
a bunch of debt.
Let's see if you get
So
spotted.
bloody magical.
4. The person who fell out of the tree has regained consciousness and is just screaming.
Oh.
It would be like, hold him down! Hold him down! They are sufficiently distracted. Now let's find out what happens to the tree. Okay, I told myself if I rolled a nat 1, it would blow up. I just rolled a 2.
Close.
One more round should do it.
Not
I am
close.
still going to roll to see if the tree goes boom, and if I roll a 2 on that roll, or a 1, it will. But let's, shall we go again?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Morven or Cressida? Morven again?
Yeah, I'm gonna do a level 2 at this point. So, okay, that is a 1 and a 12, so 13.
Magical bomb squad, basically.
Yeah.
No, if the bomb squad was like charging up,
Was putting gunpowder into the
With like throw bombs on it.
Yeah, you fight fire with fire. Cressida.
Yeah, I'm going to use my final level 3 slot. Let's do this.
we've just had a long rest.
I know.
Well, we got woken up in the middle of the night.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's not even a long rest. Shoot.
Okay, that's 37. No, 47.
Whoa,
Wow.
I got a 14, 16, and 17.
nice.
Wow.
Dang.
Dang. Could have used those later, but oh well.
Oh,
Right.
it's fine.
Uncharacteristically cooperative of you.
I'm saving my level 3 spell slot in case I need to explode someone's head.
Happen.
Oh yeah, another level 2, please.
Mhm.
Best I have 5, 15, 20.
All right.
Point of debt.
I feel like at this point you're kind of like all of you just like you can feel that this is working. Like,
Yeah.
like hey, this is all right. Like it feels like the tree is calming down. You can even see some of like the heartwood sort of like knitting itself back together, and the bark is sort of regaining some of its color. Morven is there just being like, I'm a genius.
I give them a withering look, like, obviously.
Can I sort of just wave at some of the... I feel like this is the point to get the attention of...
Oh, you're going to deliberately hail the...
disagree. I strongly disagree.
Yeah, it's visibly being mended by what we're doing.
I strongly disagree.
But it is your turn.
It is your
Happen.
turn.
You can do what you
Can't
like.
do anything about it.
Yep.
Well,
It's your choice.
Morven and Cressida just like,
Yeah, they've already had their goes.
These faces.
Look, what you do in the next 6 seconds is entirely up to you.
gosh, that's liberating. What a game.
Takes
we're
6
looking at
seconds
you like
just
your
for
turn
me.
for spells.
Yeah, I'd like to sort of... Well, in fact, let's 2 birds, 1 stone. Sorry, everyone, wrong idiom. I'll cast Mage Hand, and I'd like to do a big wave at all of the, tree dwellers,
Okay, sure.
including Edmund, and then just slap that Mage Hand into the tree for a cantrip's worth of...
Roll me a d6.
5.
Okay, so this... Wow.
Bizarre image.
Yeah, this mage hand just goes like, and then...
Slaps their sacred tree.
Yeah, it's kind of like giving a deity a noogie, but it works all right.
Merges smoothly into it, and a little leaf blooms out of the gap.
Or it pushes some bark back in place.
Yeah, it's like...
Yes, fine. You have certainly got their attention. Lug.
I guess I'm rolling a d6 for my little cantrip powers.
Sure, yeah.
My puny little cantrip powers.
Hey,
All right.
hey, they're good powers.
Well, it's a 5.
Oh, that's pretty decent. There you go.
On a d6. 1 less than it possibly could be.
Willow, fine.
Is the human who fell out of the tree earlier, what kind of condition are they?
Conscious and screaming, I
Are they
think.
being
was the-
handled, though, by like local
Next
healers?
to
Sort
a
of.
nearly exploding tree, I say.
They're sort of being sort of restrained because they are just writhing in agony.
So I'm going to cast Healing Word as my bonus action over my shoulder at the screaming human.
Great.
Okay, so that
Casual.
is
2d4,
2d4
plus your
plus
spell
my wisdom
casting.
modifier. I'm casting it out of a level 2 spell slot.
Oh.
So we're going to get an extra couple of d4s. So that's 5 plus 4 is 9 plus 4 is 13 plus my wisdom modifier is 17 points of healing. Yeah, from Healing Word, and then let's just dunk 1 spell slot into the tree.
Perfect.
I like turn back to the tree and kind of like plant my other hand on the tree, so I'm sort of like pressed up against it like it were a triceratops or. And then you can have that's a 1.
Oh no!
Oh.
That's a 1.
That was
Out of
it was a
1.
lovely turn though. Yeah, the guy stopped screaming.
He has died.
And then you hear a sort of like, there's a murmur from the crowd where they're like, oh, it seems better. Like it's, these people were until quite recently magic practitioners. So I think they will know what's happened, but it's been a while since they've thought of magic as something that can still work. I'm going to take us out of initiative order now. It's going to make sure I don't roll a 1 or a 2. That's a 4.
Oh!
It's a good thing you managed to put 219 points of magic into that tree in 2 rounds, by the way. That is genuinely quite impressive. You sort of like, and then you hear Edmund shout, "Everybody stand down!" And you sort of turn around and you see that you have got like scores of arrows, or bows rather, being pointed in your general direction. And he has to yell twice more before they actually lower their weapons.
You're welcome.
Yeah, just what I was going to. You're welcome.
Whoa.
Willowfine,
I've got my hands up, so...
Willowfine, you should say some words to them about what we did and why it was good.
Fixed your tree.
Edmund?
Before that.
Can we speak to Edmund? Yes.
Yeah, he comes walking up to you. He's like, "You were given one very clear instruction, and your weapons were also placed under lock and key."
We'll get to that, but we had no time. We had to act. This tree was dying. I'm sorry for circumventing your authority here, but we had to save it.
It was going to explode. If we hadn't done anything, this place would be a crater right now. Also, are you all right? Do you need me to remove that collar?
He looks over his shoulder, and you see he actually kind of makes a surreptitious move, removes his own collar and puts it down. He puts his hand on the tree, and like there's a moment where he is clearly afraid to do this, but he like basically he casts detect magic. His eyes fly open. And in a smooth motion, he bends and picks up his torque and puts it back around his neck. And he also produces something from the sleeve of his clothing.
Morven would recoil from the sight of the collar. Definitely, it's like she's not happy about it.
He doesn't really understand because you seemed fine about it earlier. But he steps close up to you, Willowfine, and sort of palms you. It is a small journal. And he says, "I'm going to make a big show of kicking you out of my community now. I have to save face, you understand?"
I understand.
Listen, the last place we saw your friends, he gives you the precise location and like guidance on how to get there to the place where the North team was last seen. And then he steps back and, true to his words, starts being like, "You're a danger to this community. You're a menace. Magic is no good anymore." And he makes a big show of telling you to leave.
We're sorry, thank you. Goodbye.
out.
We should go. Morven, move. Please.
Fine.
We kind of scrape and bow and
Just walk
back
slower
away.
than normal out of the area.
As soon as we're behind a tree, can I say, "Willowfine, what's in the letters?"
You sort of duck behind a tree and you open this journal, and there is a small piece of paper is in a different hand. It's been written by Edmund that says, "One of our water gatherers found this 2 days ago. It's not cheerful reading. We think them dead. Put aside this folly. I beg you." But what does the journal say? We'll find out next time on Oxventure Wyrdwood. But first, it's time to do the rolling right.
Oh yeah, gosh, okay. All right, my debt has increased threefold this session, so I'm more nervous than I was previously. But here we go. Oh, that is 80. So I think I'm safe.
So my number is 18. Does it stand? 70.
I really thought you said 17.
Do that.
70. Well clear.
I have 14 points of magic debt, and I'm rolling a 11.
Walkie dorky there.
I'm just excited.
Magic will have its due.
I shouldn't be, because now the debt must be paid.
Yeah.
What happens now?
What happens now, Johnny?
What happens now is you'll notice next to you there is a stack of envelopes. If you could take the frontmost envelope.
This one?
Yes. That is yours to keep.
Ooh.
You may not open it until you next cast a spell. Because the next time you cast a spell, Willowfine doesn't know this, there's going to be a complication. And the complication lives in that envelope.
Oh, okay. As a player, I'm very excited. Yeah. Thank you. I think.
It's a character.
I don't know.
It's going to be a real mess.
We'll see.
We will see.
We're also not done rolling. We could get a twofer or even a threefer.
It's a 24 to beat for Morven Hellwain, so almost a 1 in 4 chance. Let's see how this goes. It's an 18.
An envelope for Andy.
Hey, the man.
Just the topmost? Sure. All right. Envelope. I will carry it with me always. Well, for about 8 minutes before I cast a spell.
Okay, so I got to get a 17 or above because I've got 16 points of debt. Maybe I'll be the third one to get something. Who knows? That's a 43. I'm safe.
Safe.
Woo!
Boo.
Safe. Sorry.
Well, it took long enough, but we finally got one. In fact, we got 2. So they now have envelopes and their debt is officially halved.
There's a wax seal with a boar on it.
No, yeah, you're welcome, everybody. What will happen next on Wyrdwood? Well, you can tune in to the next episode to find out. In the meantime, like and subscribe so you don't miss a thing. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.